Hi, I'm Phil. I am going to be running the Zero to OpenClaw workshop that you have signed up for, and I just want to take you through the process of getting your Windows machine set up so that you are ready to go for the course. We're going to do something called virtualization. We're going to download a piece of software onto your machine that allow you to kind of run another machine inside your machine. If you imagine it kind of like Itchy and Scratchy running inside the show The Simpsons. So it's a TV show running inside a TV show. This is allowing you to run a virtual computer inside your computer. The reason we're doing this is when we run OpenClaw, we want to give it a restricted access to certain things. And if you run it directly onto your machine, you are unable to control that as well as you can on a virtualized machine. If you can't get the virtualized machine to work, don't worry too much. You can just install it on your machine for the workshop, but that is your choice. You are taking a risk and you can decide to do that. But try the virtualized option, and then if that doesn't work, I can give you another option that will also work, but is more risky. What we're going to do is first we will download a piece of software called VirtualBox. This is the virtualization software. It is owned by a company called Oracle, but it is completely free to use. It is a piece of freeware software. We want to download the Windows version because you are running a Windows machine. And then the other thing that we want to download is a disk image for Ubuntu desktop. So Ubuntu is a operating system in a very similar way to Windows or Mac OS. It's written by lots of very smart people and has existed for a very long time. It's incredibly safe, nothing to be scared of. We want to download the Intel or AMD 64 version of this. Ignore the sign up form, you can if you want to, but it will start downloading in a minute otherwise. Whilst we're waiting for that to download, while waiting for that to download, we'll open the VirtualBox installer. You can step through the standard install process. You don't need to do anything other than the normal flow, install all of these things that it wants to install. I'll tell you about some missing dependencies, but don't worry about those at this point. And then you can add to the download in the start menu, and then VirtualBox will install. And then start VirtualBox. We now need to wait for the Ubuntu disk to finish installing. Once that is finished, we will start a new virtual machine. If you click on the left here, you click New, you give it any kind of name, it doesn't matter. If you call it something Linux, it will work out that you are going to install Linux. Then you want to select the Ubuntu image that we've just downloaded. And then we need to do a few things. We want to install the guest editions. We also want to set up unattended guest OS to give it a username that you want to use and a password. Doesn't matter what it is. I kind of give it the name of my agent, but you can call it any username. It could be yourself. Then we want to install the guest editions, and then we'll specify the virtual hardware. You should want to give it at least 4 GB of RAM. If you feel that you can spare more and you have lots on your machine, then please do. And then you want to give it half of your CPU cores. So if you have 8 CPU cores, give it 4, but try and limit it to around 50% of what you have. Yeah, so then set about 4 GB of RAM. We want to use EFI. And then we need to increase the size of the virtual disk a little bit, so we can increase it to about 50 GB. And then finish. So what this does is it runs through a automated install. You don't have to worry about actually how the install runs. And then unfortunately for some reason it errors, but this isn't anything to worry about. So you just cancel and close this. You can see there's something about a user that does not exist, but it's nothing to worry about because it has created the user. So we close this, and then we want to reboot that machine. But first we want to remove the optical drive, so remove disk from virtual drive. So this is the install disk that we've been using to install the software. We will remove that. It'll give you a warning. You need to force unmount. Don't worry about that. This is all contained within the virtual machine. It's not going to do any damage to your actual laptop or your machine. And then once that is done, restart. If you can restart from inside the virtual machine, it will be here. For some reason I wasn't able to, so you just exit out of that virtual machine and go into the virtual box, and then it gives you an option in the machine menu at the top here. So click machine, and then you just reset the machine, and that'll restart the machine. Click reset. There's nothing saved on it yet, so that's nothing to worry about. Then when the machine comes back, just log in with the username and password that you have used, and then it'll ask you to go through like a setup install process. Just click through, decide whether you want to give Ubuntu as your system data, and then at the top an update installer will pop up and ask you whether you want to install updates. Click yes. They will take a little while to download, but this is just installing everything up to date. Then you restart. The machine will then restart. And then what you want to do is open a terminal window. So if you go down to this Ubuntu thing in the bottom left and then click terminal, and this is where we'll be doing most of the OpenClaw setup work, is in this terminal window. So terminal is a command line interface. It's a way of just typing commands into a machine and having it follow what you ask it to do. It's nothing to be scared of. This is how computers have worked for a long time. So first thing that we want to do is install curl. So we'll do sudo apt install curl. It will ask you for your password. It'll be the same password that you set up on the installer. We will then install git. So we'll do the same, sudo apt get install git. It'll ask you yes or no whether you want to install it. Click yes. Once we have done that, we want to install Homebrew, which is a package manager for macOS and Linux. We use it because it's the one that OpenClaw prefers for managing packages. So we'll put brew.sh in, and we copy this install command, and then we'll paste this into the command line and run that. Click enter, it will ask you to go, and then it will just run through the install process. Now, here's the trickiest part. When we get to this point, at the end of this install, you are going to have to copy and paste some commands into it. I will actually, within this, the way you are watching this video on the page, I will include those commands so you're able to see. But it's these 3 commands that it outputs at the end, beginning with eval and echo. Echo and your home directory.bash erc, and then there's another echo command here which you copy. But as I said, don't worry too much about it. It's not so easy to see in this video, but you will see below this video the commands that you need to copy and paste. And once that is done, there's a couple of other things it might ask you to install, but you don't need to do it. Once that is done, we will install Node.js by typing brew install Node.js. That'll go away, and it'll take a little time to install Node.js, which is a programming language that Homebrew, a lot of the packages that Homebrew is runs on. And then once that is done, just to make sure we are ready for the workshop, we will just type npm -- version, and that should give you a number. If it doesn't, something's wrong, and then please reach out to Gary, and he will be able to help you. But other than that, if you get a number, then we are all good. The other option that I talked about running it directly on your machine, if you go to the OpenClaw website, and then you can toggle the install machine to Windows, and then you'll be given a PowerShell command that you can copy and paste into your command prompt within Windows. If you do that, it will install all the stuff necessary, and it should be working for the workshop, but I can't guarantee that I can support you in the workshop, and you are taking that risk of having things running on your machine. If you can't get virtualization working, then please do reach out to Gary, and he should be able to help you get onboarded.